Right guys, back again. Question I've been asked a couple of times, nice little quick one for me to do is preparing expanders. There is a better way, there's different ways, all people have different ways. Some use pumps, some add water, there's all different ways of doing it. But I'll talk about how I do it and why. First of all, I don't use a pump unless I was going to be feeding lots and I've got to prepare loads that need to be sinking. I don't use a pump, and there's not any sort of venues I fish where I do that. I'd rather fish hard pellets or micros or something like that. So why don't I use a pump? That's the obvious question. What you're doing if you pump pellets is you're forcing all the water through the pellets. It's why they makes them sink, but you're actually breaking down the pellets as you're sucking it through, so they're actually going to be not stay on as well. They're going to be weaker. That's when you find they go a little bit mushy because you've broke down the inner compound of the inside of the pellet. So the way I do it, really simple. Lots of people do it the same way. Is to just cover them with water, just tap water. I'm not one of those that's worried about using tap water. I know some people got a thing about it, but it doesn't make the slightest bit of difference. There's tons of good anglers that prepare their pellets and ground bait and stuff over the night before with tap water. It doesn't make any difference, so please get that out of your head, don't worry about it. So another part of a question I was asked in the same context is, what do you do if you've got bad expanders? The simple answer is throw them in the bin. You need good expanders. Find some good expanders, like anything with pellets. If you find some good ones, buy a few bags, stock up, because it's like anything that's manufactured in bulk. There will be better, especially with bait and all different ingredients in it, there will be better batches and poorer batches. Obviously I'm going to tell you to use spotted fin. The mice love these as well, as you can see. I need to sort my garage out. But the spotted fin ones are great. There's so many people use them. Not just spotted fin sponsored anglers, a lot of well-known anglers use them. They won't admit to it, but they do. Yeah, I've just got the nearest bag I could find, that's some 3mm ones. Won't be using them this time of year, but in winter they're really good. Like a couple, 2 or 3 on a hook. Great bait over micros. Right, so on to preparation. Get yourself a little food bag. You don't need lots of pellets, that is tons. There's loads in there, that would last me all day. Don't do too many, it's very easy. I've done it taking huge great bags and you just end up throwing them away. So yeah, fill the bottom of your bag up. If you're going to add flavour in, personally I do like a little bit. I like the F1 for F1 fishing and winter fishing, and I use the Catalyst liquid for my carp and stuff in the summer, and skimmers love that one as well. I've just got a classic corn egg because it's just what I've picked up out the garage quick. But yeah, so got your pellets, liberal dose of it. Now I've just got some tap water here. I've just put it in a cup so we can see it easy. It's going to be a struggle to do it on camera for you. Yeah, just cover them. You don't need too much in there. See, they're just covered, so that's going to allow for them to be the water to sort of take and swell up a bit. Now the important bit, tighten the bag right down. You don't want to be leaving lots of room in your bag because that's going to just help them expand even more, grow, and then they go mushy again. They're getting weak where they've expanded too much. So tighten it down on right up as far as you can. As you can see, look, the bag's tight. They're still going to expand because they're going to take water in. So they get the water's not going to be in bag, and the pellets are going to get bigger and take up the room where the water was. But that is perfect. Now what you want to do, put it straight in the freezer. Not in the freezer, sorry. In the fridge overnight. Always do them the night before. And when you get them in the morning, that bag will be expanded and full with nice expanders. They'll be still plenty hard enough. Now, if you threw them in the lake, they would float. But we're using them on the hook. The weight of the hook is going to sink them, and it makes them almost like a wafter. This is the other reason I like doing it. So carp comes over your micros. It's normally micros I'd be feeding with expanders. Comes over them, sucks up some micros, and it sucks in your wafting bait. It's perfect. Storage on the bank. Now, like I say, there'd be loads in there. I would obviously do a few more if it was 4 mils because there'd be less in the same space. What I do, get a little bait box, just to sprinkle in the water, just enough to cover them so they don't get dry out in the sun, because again they'll start falling off if you do that. And I put half the bag in the water, just wrap it round again, put it in my cool bag behind me. It means if it gets really hot or you're just catching lots of fish, you've got some more to go to that are going to be in good condition. They're not all going to get ruined during the day. And if you do start to get a few coming off where the sun's, like, if it's really hot, it will melt them a little bit. I could just throw them away, get some more out. So that's the ideal situation for that. Another little tip, if it's a windy day, and because they're a light bait, they are going to blow around a little bit, is just squeeze them in the water so they suck a bit of water in before you put them on the hook. It just makes them that bit heavier. For really windy days, when you think you've still got to fish micros, the next way of doing it is don't put any water on them. Cover them in your liquid. Just good squirt when they're in the bait box. Swish it around. This will make them even heavier. And I've done it in a tank, and you'll get the ones that float, like I say, where they will float if you haven't got hooking. Once you've given them a good soaking of this, they will sink. So with your hooking as well, they're going to be even heavier, and they're just going to sit there. It just gives you that more of a window to fish, better presentation. Which, especially in the winter when a lot of my micros and expander fishing is, that will catch you some extra fish. So I hope that's helped. They are really, like I say, it's really, really simple, but people do seem to get confused with it. So I hope that's covered that. And I'll be getting some more videos done for you shortly. So thanks for watching. Catch you next time.